The Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello is no thrown-together parts bin special sports tourer. New from the ground up, it's beautifully crafted with design cues from Guzzi's glittering history. Slits in its side panels mimic their 1976 Le Mans 850, and the top fairing tips a hat to the '81 Le Mans 853. It's evocative stuff, right down to the V100 Mandello's name that pays tribute to it home and a celebration of Guzzi's 100th birthday in 2021. But it's anything but a misty-eyed, two-wheeled reminisce. It's thoroughly modern with a tasteful color dash and lean-sensitive rider aids. Go for the 15,750 pounds model and you get extra goodies like semi-active Öhlins Smart EC 2.0 semi-active suspension and an up and down quickshifter. The Moto Guzzi's upright riding position even has shades of Aprilia Tuono V4 about it, which is no surprise as they're both developed by Piaggio at their Noale factory near Venice. Technically, the Mandello is a different beast to any previous Guzzi. Not only is it fitted with electronics that wouldn't look out of place on a superbike and a new engine, it's also the first production bike to have adaptive aerodynamics, although their effect is minimal. Flappy wings aside, Moto Guzzi has created a tasteful sports tourer that's neither bland nor shouty and offers the perfect mix of comfort, sportiness, tech and character. It's pricey, but the V100 Mandello is well made with great attention to detail and feels like a machine that's come from the heart rather than just a model produced to fill a gap in a model range. It's like nothing else around, which is all part of its appeal, and you never get the sense, either by riding or looking at it, that any corners were cut during its journey from design sketch to showroom floor. Although the Mandello might look chunky in pictures with its bold styling, larger-than-life powertrain and chunky exhausts, it sits surprising low. Shorter riders will feel immediately confident being able to get feet flat on the floor, and if the standard 815mm seat height is still too lofty, there's a low accessory seat available. The riding position itself is nigh on perfect. Pegs are sporty without cramping knees, even for 6-footers like me, and its tall bars are placed naturally towards the rider so there's no awkward stretch or excess pressure on your wrists. The seat is comfy and scalloped at the rear to hold you in under acceleration. The screen offers decent wind protection, and with its injection system inside the V of the engine, now that the cylinder heads have been turned round 90 degrees, there's lots more knee room. Ride quality on this semi-active Öhlins Clad S model is as plush or sporty as you want it to be, depending on the riding mode you choose, and there's a handy remote rear preload adjuster to twiddle for carrying heavy loads. With its shorter engine, the Mandello is sportier and more agile than previous Guzzis, and thanks to its long swing arm and low pivot point, there's little up and down shaft drive pitching on and off the throttle. You can feel the back end rise and fall when you ride aggressively, but like the engine's rocking, it's a slight movement and a sensation that quickly melts into the background. But what feeling you lose with a chain you gain with the clean, maintenance-free convenience of that shaft, which is especially useful on a big tour. Guzzi have given the V100 Mandello a 21st century twist with new tech and modern engine design, but they haven't erased its character. It still rocks from side to side when you blip the throttle, but the motion is slight and unobtrusive, thanks to the motor's new counterbalance shaft that almost cancels out the rock when you roll. There's less mechanical boom, thanks to lighter engine internals and sound-deadening water jackets, but there's still a satisfying burble at tickover that morphs into a deep bellow when you let it sing. Engine vibes are greatly reduced, but it still rumbles to remind you it has soul. Sure, 113 bhp may not sound much on paper, especially for a bike weighing 233 kilograms fully fueled, but Guzzis have always been about churning out low-down torque and not peak power. But the Mandello isn't slow, and performance is never lacking. A sports tourer doesn't need to have face-melting acceleration anyway. Instead, it needs to have a wide spread of smooth power and enough grunt to punch out of corners without having to dance on the gear lever. The Mandello delivers all this with a hefty dose of character thrown in for good measure. Bolted to the back of the V-twin is the Mandello's new 6-speed gearbox. It's slicker and more accurate than Guzzis of old. But you must still take your time shifting in the lower cogs to make sure they slot home and need a firm foot on the lever. On the flip side, the mechanical satisfaction you get from operating spinning pieces of metal is a nice contrast to the electronic control you get elsewhere. Even in base trim, the V100 Mandello is well equipped with an electric screen, classy 5 inches colored TFT Bluetooth-enabled dash, Kayaba suspension electronic rider modes, LED lighting and flappy wings included in the price. It comes in red or white with gold wheels. The S model has semi-active Öhlins, heated grips, up and down quickshifter, tire pressure monitor and smartphone compatibility. Accessories include hard panniers that clip on without the need for a frame. There's also a top box, rack, taller screen, various height rider and passenger seats, heated grips, crash protectors, center stand, auxiliary light kit, USB port, tire pressure monitor, Bluetooth connectivity, quickshifter and alarm. Ride-by-wire and sophisticated rider aids make their first appearance on a Guzzi. A 6-axis Marelli 11-megapixels ECU facilitates lean-sensitive ABS and traction control, cornering headlights, cruise control, riding modes, semi-active suspension and the up and down quickshifter fitted to the S model.